That moment where you start to feel old because you need to put on your glasses to see if you're in focus. Am I? I think so. I guess I am. Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. Today I'm talking about something which is quite important. I think lots of you are going to start uni in September, and you know, one of the biggest struggles of being in uni is managing your money and not going completely broke. So today I'm going to talk about how you can manage your money. It's not necessarily going to be about how to save money or how to do things the cheap way. It's just some tips to help you have sight on where your money is going. So when you start uni, you usually get a student loan. I think most of you won't have seen so many numbers in your bank account, and it can be quite, you know, overwhelming in a sense, and you might want to spend it all at once. Don't. First you'll need to figure out how much you are actually going to need for rent and all of those things. So the first thing you do is, when you know how much student loan you get, figure out a budget. So in this budget, on one hand you have everything that comes into your bank account, and on the other hand you have things that go out of your bank account. It seems quite simple, but it can be quite complicated. So things that can come into your bank account is your student loan, and maybe you have a part-time job, and maybe your parents support you as well. So that's basically what comes into your bank account, and what goes out of your bank account can be quite a lot. So I think the main thing you should use your student loan on is paying for your fees if you have any, paying your rent, paying for course materials. There's a fly here, a really tiny one. Do you see that? Probably not, but it's really annoying me. And about course materials, you don't have to buy everything new. You could go into your library and see if your course materials are there, and you can do your work in the library using those books, but you have to be aware that sometimes those books will be taken by other people and, you know, it might not work. You could also buy secondhand books and all of that, so you don't have to buy everything new to start with. Another thing that has to be included in your budget is transport, and if you are going on holidays or trips home, you might want to consider that when you're making your budget. So if you are planning a trip home and that might cost a bit of money, make sure you calculate that so you'll actually have that money to go home. And then other things like food, if you have a gym membership, and social activities as well. It might take a few weeks for you to figure out what budget is best for you. I can't really tell you how much you should spend on certain things because everyone is different, everyone has different needs and things they want to do with their money, and it should be your own idea, responsibility to manage your money your own way. So what I would do is make lists of things you spend and things that come in, and really keep track of what you're spending. If you can, write down everything you spend. So even if it's £1 on a pen or a few quid at McDonald's, write it down, because at the end of the week you can reevaluate and see where you're spending your money, and nothing will be unaccounted for. So when you then at the end of the week think, I'm spending a bit too much, where can I save it? You'll then know. So if I were to choose, I would write it down in a little notebook. You can also write it down in your notes app in your phone, but there are also apps available that, you know, are all about budgeting, and they're quite useful as well. So it's just what you prefer, but definitely try and keep track of what you spend. Another great tip is download the app off your bank, because when you are spending money, you're using your card, it feels a bit like air that's transferring from one place to another, but it's actually money, and it's quite important to know how much you still have left in your bank account, because it's not fun if your card gets declined and you're just standing there with your groceries and you have no clue what to do. Some people also like to have two separate bank accounts, one where they have their own money and one where they have their student loan money, because your student loan isn't actually yours. You'll have to pay that back at some point. So it might be nice to have those separate so you won't lose sight of what is actually yours and what actually isn't. Try and make a budget for the necessities. I know that especially in your first year, you might want to join in on all the social activities, but every social activity means spending money. Now, I'm not a big drinker, so for me, it wouldn't be a lot I'm spending, but those little amounts every weekend will add up. I'm not saying you can't have fun, but maybe you'll have to choose which party you go to. And once you know your budget, so let's say you have a budget of about 40 quid or 50 quid each week, withdraw that cash and have that cash in your purse and leave your card at home. Because if you have actual real money in your purse, you can actually see what you're spending, and it actually becomes real. And that's a great tip if you want to kind of learn how to handle your money. Just withdraw some cash and let that be it for the week. So it's quite a challenge and it can be really hard, but once you figure out your budget for the week, it should be easily doable. And also, if you know you're going to spend a bit more in a certain week, try to balance it out with another week. So let's say you have a birthday and you spend a bit more in this week, then the next week or 2 weeks after, you should try and balance that out. So maybe not go to a party. Try and save a bit more money in that week. So then it kind of balances each other out. I won't go into too much detail about how to save money because there's such miscellaneous little tips and it's really hard to categorize them. So I did a video on food, but if you want to have more tips, maybe you could all leave a comment down below sharing your own tips for how to save money or how to manage money, because there's only so much I can tell you guys, but I think it would be really good if we try to help each other, because I'm not all-knowing and, you know, maybe I could use some tips as well. So if you have a tip on how to save money or how to manage your money, or if you just wanted to share how you do it, then leave a comment below and we can all help each other. So that's it for me today. I feel like I've just rambled a lot and not actually given so much useful advice, but it's a really interesting topic, trying to give you advice on how to manage your money. But the biggest thing is make a budget and stick to it, I'd say. And then things like apps and lists and withdrawing cash and just using that are just ways how you can actually stick to your budget, I'd say. So I really hope you found this video useful, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys!